Okay, so yesterday I had that video where if you haven't watched yesterday's video, go ahead and go check it out. A gentleman decided to slander the good name of Kansas by claiming it was pronounced Kansas, and I was looking at my map of Kansas paraphernalia because I teach Kansas history, and I realized I have this really cool one right here. No, not that one. Not that one either. I mean, that one's cool, but that's not the one I meant. Ah, there it is. Found it. So, this map right here behind me has all 105 counties that exist in Kansas. And what's really cool about it and what I really like is for each county, it tells you who it's named after and what they did. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of randomly pick one of these counties and we're going to find out some information about the counties in Kansas and kind of where they come from. So first up, we're going to do... Oh, this is a good one. This is Sumner County, which is located in the central, southern, and well, it is in the southern part of Kansas, central area, which kind of gets called the South Central Kansas. So this area right here, Cowley, Butler, Sedgwick, this is where Wichita is right up in here. Down here is Sumner County. So Sumner County is named after Senator Charles Sumner. So, who was Charles Sumner? Well, Charles Sumner was a senator from the state of Massachusetts. He was a very prominent anti-slavery senator, and he is going to give a speech on the floor of the Senate called The Crimes Against Kansas. And in it, he calls out one of the Southern senators and says that this man is a scoundrel and he is a pimp for slavery. This was during the whole Bleeding Kansas debate where it was going on whether or not Kansas would be a slave state or a free state. So he gives this speech and he calls this guy basically a pimp and all these other dirty words. And this guy's cousin, who is a sitting congressman, whose name is Preston Blake, gets ticked at him. He goes and finds Charles Sumner, who was sitting on the floor of the Senate working at his desk. At that point in time, every senator had their desk. They didn't have offices. They had their desk inside the Senate chamber where they'd sit and work. Well, Sumner is sitting there, and Preston Blake comes up and says, "Did you defame my family?" And Charles Sumner is like, "What? Excuse me." This guy takes a cane or a walking stick that he had, so big wooden cane, metal ball on top, and just starts to beat the ever-living tar out of Charles Sumner. It got so bad that people couldn't keep him out. Sumner eventually rips off the desk that was bolted to the floor of the Senate, and people have to pull Brooks away. Sumner's bloody shirt becomes a rallying cry for anti-slavery advocates, talking about this is how brutal the slavers are. This is how awful those people are who are pushing slavery upon the state of Kansas. And waving the bloody shirt becomes a saying after that, after Charles Sumner. So Charles Sumner, named after Sumner County's namesake, Charles Sumner. We're going to do another one tomorrow. I like this. This is fun.